Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining in to today's live and interactive stream here from the Hannover Trade Show. But before we start talking about motion, about emotion, about production, about software, let me ask you a question. Do you know what happened 132 years ago, exact on this day? A famous person was born in Germany. His name is Hans Riegel, and he was born in Bonn. So why do I say this? Because Hans Riegel actually is the founder of Haribo. And I'm sure you probably know Haribo all around the world with these little nice sweets, the beer. They call it the Goldbeeren. And Haribo was founded by Hans Riegel just a few years later. And today, Haribo produces 160 million sweets a day. Maybe you will have one today. I will open this package later. But on the way to my sweets, it's time to do live and interactive again. You have the chance to get with us in touch. Use the meet@beckhoff.com email if you like, or easiest way at all, use the chat window. And I'd really like to encourage you to ask questions along the day, because at the end of this half an hour, we have the chance to answer your question also live. But let's start with technology. And I would like to start with a philosophic question, Dieter. Good morning.
Morning.
Now, we have the possibility at Beckhoff to use centralized drive technology and also decentralized drive technology. So now I think we need to dig into it. What is the differences between the one and the other philosophy?
The most different is that on a decentralized systems, mostly the amplifier, so the electronic components, are located directly or really close to the motor, like for a nearby solution or something like that. In opposite to the central solutions, where all these electronic components normally are located in a central control cabinet. So a little bit away from the motors in the plant.
Okay, now you have so many years of experience with our support department, our I/O department. Do you have a preference of one or the other?
Well, it's not so easy to say, because it really 100% depends on the customer application. Because, of course, if you have a central solution, they are really, if you have some temperature problems, dust in your application and so on, it's better to use a central one, because then all these electronic components are in a safety environment. So in a central switch cabinet, mostly air conditioned. On the opposite, if you're using this decentralized solution, the motor electronic is directly at the motor. So less cabling, more modular, really flexible if you want to change something in the plant.
Okay. Now, if it's decentral now, so what do we need to integrate that into the motor to make it a decentralized drive system?
Yeah, what we are doing is that we put directly the electronics, so the servo amplifier, for example, to the motor. You see it here. This is a standard motor, and we attach directly the electronic. It's the same electronic we use here in our IP20 solutions for the switch cabinet.
Okay.
And you see what is missing? You don't need the cable from the controller to the motor, because you only have one or two cable, depends a little bit, to the motor.
Okay. But we still need to communicate. I mean, with centralized automation, the controller is here, we got EtherCAT as the backbone, so communication is done. So how do we communicate with the decentralized drive system now?
Totally right, but it's 100% identical.
Okay.
We have EtherCAT in each terminal, and of course we have EtherCAT in our decentralized drive solutions. So therefore, it's independent what you are using. In both cases, we use EtherCAT. We have a really high performant deterministic communication with our CPU.
So for actually the TwinCAT user, then the same story. He either sees it centralized or decentralized. It is basically the same component, but just different location.
100% the same program as well.
Okay. Now we have a huge variety of decentralized automation products here and motion products. Now you have a special version also here on the trade show, which has a 48 volt supply.
Yeah.
So where do we need 48 volt?
For example, for AGVs.
Ah, you mean this automatic guided vehicles? Okay.
Exactly, because they are normally battery powered. So you have 24 or 48 volts on board. So, and therefore, these kind of drives fits perfectly. You don't need any converters to get 400 volts or something like that.
Now, I have an automatic cleaning robot. I don't need it for that. I don't have an AGV. So where do we need it as well?
Yeah, all of our normal machine customers, machine builders are using that as well, because it's mostly more compact than the 400 up to 690 volt AC drives, for example. So if you need really compact and flexible solutions, you also can use this in standard machines.
All right, so basically...
It's limited to 1 kilowatt.
Okay, yeah, understandable. All right, cool. A good entry. Now this is decentralized versus centralized with 1 kilowatt. I think now we will take a second look into the picture, right, Felix?
And we need to make the picture a little bit bigger.
Okay.
And bigger in automation technology is always more.
Yeah.
More
But before we do this, I would like to ask you a question. Please let us know where you're looking from. So, which country are you right now? Maybe give us a little hint in the chat window because we are really anxious to see where everybody's coming from. So, just for today, give us a little idea. Let's go.
I'm watching from my desk is not a proper answer. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Roland and Dieter. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you later. Okay, decentralized drive technology up to 48 volt. Now let's have a look at something big, something proper, some big muscles, some big biceps. Matthias, thank you for joining us. What can you tell me about our decentralized servo system with 400 volt technology?
Yes, Felix. We have also a decentralized solution for a larger power range, and this is the AMP8000 system. So the AMP8000 system is the big brother of the AMI8000.
But it's also watching it a little.
Yes, with the differences that we have a larger power range to 11 kilowatts, and we have a system.
You have more than just the motors, right?
Yes.
So, power supply?
Yes, we have a complete system with the decentralized power supply.
How do you call that? It's a distribution module, right?
Distribution model and the distributed servo drive, the compact servo motor with the integrated power electronic.
But for PC-based control, you need more. Yeah? All of this is directly in the machine. On top of it, we of course have a PC which you can have directly in the machine. Yes,
Yes.
15, IP67. I think I have to ask Roland later. It's his baby, and also the EPP boxes for decentralized I/O mounting.
Yeah. The great thing is we have a power supply model. This is supplied with 400 volt AC and provide 5 outputs with DC link volt, 24 volts and Ethercat communication for the connection of the distributed servo drive, but also over Ethercat P for the connection of EPP boxes or something, yeah?
It's really a data and energy supply hub. And in addition, what I also really like is like you have color-coded connectors. You can't go wrong with that. You just need to have a look, and then you can install it also with the B23 connectors. It's really, really easy and sharp. Okay, a nice system. Also nicely looking, well designed as always. Why does it make sense to use it at all?
Yeah.
Because there are traditional servo drives as well.
Yes, of course. The decentralized drive technology is ideal for modular and compact machine design, where a small machine footprint is often required. Yeah? The drive components are no longer installed in the control cabinet, but directly in the machine, which reduce the machine footprint and the installation effort.
Okay.
Due to the direct installation in the machine, long cable rays between control cabinet and machines are eliminated, and this can save costs. Yeah?
Okay, faster installation, so I'm saving resources, and also less errors because of the overall installation schematic.
Yes.
Now, if I would start all over again, it's crystal clear to me right now what kind of motion system I'm going for. But how can I combine it with existing solutions?
Yeah, the great property of our Beckhoff portfolio is the connection and operate easily with each other components. This is also available on our decentralized drive technology products like the AMP8000, the AMI or the ASI8000. We have the possibility to connect these devices over coupling modules or system modules easily in existing solutions like a control cabinet solution with the AX8000 or a control cabinet free solution with our new MX system.
Wow.
The software architecture and the configuration is in our TwinCAT environment, equivalent to the other components and therefore really easy to handle.
TwinCAT stays exactly the same, so no changes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Matthias. I think also one of the biggest assets of the Beckhoff system is that we have good experts like you who can sell it to our customers. So have a good day and yeah, hopefully a very successful one as well.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you later.
Our drives, our motors are manufactured in Marktheidenfeld. Our drives are manufactured in Verl in East Westphalia, as all of our other products. And because it's pretty hard to bring Verl to Hannover and then make a video from there. We went to Verl because we live there and made a tour for you from our very first production site to our actual big storage, which we have filled with products for you. Roland is traveling a little bit back in time now, and I think it's a very, very entertaining movie for you to watch.
If we want to understand the roots of Beckhoff Automation, we come right away to the Beckhoff family group, which exists today out of Beckhoff Automation, about Elektro Beckhoff, one of the largest electric installation companies in Germany, and Beckhoff Technik and Design, a retailer with expertise in household appliance, lighting, TV and media technique. And right here at this location in Verl, Beckhoff Technik and Design was founded in 1953. And today, in third generation, Jan Beckhoff is here. Hello, Jan.
Hi, Roland.
Now, I just came out of this garage. What is the secret of this garage?
Well, that's where it all started. So Hans built his first components here 44 years ago. And well, today it's not a garage anymore. It used to be the entrance to our repair shop. And right now we're renovating it to become a break room for our employees.
Okay, so this was the start of Beckhoff Automation. Now, I also heard that it was also here a special situation because your grandma invited everybody for lunch. Was this also in the garage or where was that?
Yeah, not in the garage, but right next to the garage in the family home, which was right next to the shop. And yeah, it is and has been a family company, and everybody always gathered for lunch with all the siblings and all the aunts and uncles. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Jan. Now, if I now move 3 kilometers further and jump 44 years, I go to Beckhoff Automation as it is today. And it's a real pleasure for me after Jan Beckhoff to welcome now Frederike Beckhoff. Hello, Frederike.
Hi, Roland.
Now, we are still in Verl. We are still with Beckhoff Automation.
Correct.
And we are still within the family.
Yes.
But at a different location.
Yes.
Where are we?
So we are currently standing here at the entrance area of our global headquarters in Verl. It's actually quite near to the first own building we ever owned as Beckhoff Automation. It's only on the other side of the street. But now here we are standing at our current headquarters where different departments of our central units are located at.
Okay, what departments are these?
So around here, right in this building, most of the seats are taken by our product managers. So for example, you're also sitting
this
here,
is right?
Yeah. So the units are basically controlling or combining all the important facts about our product. So sales, development, production, etc. And then of course we have a lot of our administration departments here as well. Most or the majority of our development departments are located here. Our German sales is located over here. So yeah, approximately 1,000 people right here at this location. So it's quite a big location for us actually.
And it's also your location and also from your dad and your brother, right?
Yes, we're also nearby.
Yeah. Now, developing, organizing, selling, managing products, this is one thing. The other thing is to produce the products.
Yes.
And I think we are quite proud that we also produce most of our items also here in Verl.
Definitely.
Not here, but just around the corner.
Yeah.
And it all starts at the basic electronic. Inside each terminal, each Beckhoff drive, each Beckhoff IPC is Beckhoff electronic. So why do we do this all ourselves here in Germany?
Well, I think over the last decades, for 44 years now, we realized that it's really a good thing if we have the entire value chain or almost the entire value chain inside our own company, inside our own hands. In terms of quality, in terms of engineering know-how we can give into it, it's really a good experience we made. And so in 2009, we bought Schmitzek, which is a 100% subsidiary of ours now, and our EMS production. And this is really close by. It's also only like, I would say, a kilometer away from here.
And this is not just one electronic plant, it's a state-of-the-art plant with a huge size. So what are some key facts of this production site?
Yeah, we are really proud of it actually. So we have 27 production lines there, bringing it up to a capacity which we do not actually use right now in the full extent, but also there it's a good opportunity for future growth actually. It's highly automated, it's really, in terms of quality, a high process we brought in there already many, many years ago. So a lot of engineering know-how actually exists in our primary production.
And luckily, we can use this expertise and then take the electronic component and then make the final product out of that.
Correct.
But there, the production philosophy is quite different because every product has its own production process.
Correct.
A single piece IPC or 1,000 identical IPCs, one terminal, 100,000 terminals. So let's take a little look into the PC production because there, the production philosophy is a little bit different.
Yeah.
So how is this all set up?
Yeah, that's correct. So that's in our way of saying, it's our secondary production, right? And if we're going now to the IPC production, for example, there we have a lot of different groups, and each group has their own experts for a single part of products or a product variety or whatsoever. But as you said, so we have standardized products in our IPC portfolio, but we also have a lot of products. We have a huge variety of customized requirements, basically. It can be a single button, it can be a complete different panel after all, and therefore we need the high qualified workers who really know what they are doing, who are experts for many, many years already for their certified or special products they are working on, and again there we have a kind of a different philosophy.
And luckily, due to the huge numbers we also produce in these areas, we still have some automation devices. We've seen maybe our cleaning application for multi-touchscreen displays. We've seen also fully automatic test benches. And I think this is also a core point that whenever we can, we automate also the test procedures to guarantee highest quality, correct?
Yeah, we identify kind of other ways of solutions, or in general solutions where we say there are synergies we can use, there's an optimization of our process we can use where we can be more efficient, and exactly there automation again comes in place. And I mean, we are an automation technology company, so of course we are also trying to bring it as much as possible into our own production.
Now, at the end of the day, every product which is finished needs to be sent into the world. So there's, of course, warehousing necessary. I think something special for us is that we do not just ship from here, we also stock finished goods. So we stock raw components in the very beginning, and now we stock finished goods. So what is the philosophy behind that?
So the importance there is that over, again, there are many, many years in the past, we realized that if there is a crisis in terms of any kind of different crisis, the only thing you can trust is your own warehouse in terms of raw materials and also in terms of finished goods. And that's basically the reason why my dad many, many years ago already decided that we invest a lot of our money in our own warehouse, because that's the only way how we really 100% can ensure for our customers that we are really stable and reliant supplier.
Basically a promise to our customers that we are ready to deliver whenever it's necessary.
Absolutely.
Maybe to close it up, another promise to our customers. So what is the future all about? What are we going to do in the future here?
I think we are, first of all, 100% optimistic and positive about the future development, despite all the challenges which are, of course, hanging around us, around our necks, around our heads sometimes. But we have to be positive. We have to believe in future growth, and that's what we do. We're still focusing a lot in innovative products and bringing automation technology forward, defining a new edge of automation technology. That's what we are always striving for. And I think that's something what we really can promise our customers, that we keep on doing that, but of course also paying attention to costs, to efficiency, etc., and being sustainable in terms of sustainable growth for our company. And if we combine all of that, I really hope that this brings us a good and maybe even a glorious future.
Well, valuable insights to the company automation. Thank you very much, Frederike.
You're welcome. Thank you, Roland.
Every morning I'm on my bicycle to work, and I'm coming past Schmitzek. And I can tell you at the moment, the best thing about Schmitzek is not what's inside the company, only personal opinion, it's what in front. There is a small pond in front of the building to catch rain, and there is a family of ducks on the pond, and they currently have babies, which is absolutely cute. So there's not only a lot of technology, but also some nature to enjoy when you are visiting us in East Westphalia. So again, feel welcome. A very important topic, if you want to look optimistic in the future, is that you make the most of your time and your resources. AI tools can help with that and can be a real booster for the brains inside the company. And we have introduced an AI tool for automation technology, TwinCAT Chat. For TwinCAT Chat, Janis, you are the expert, but I heard TwinCAT Chat is dead. Long live the CoAgent, right?
Yes, you're right. So we started the beta phase soon, and it was a moment when we think about, once again, about the name.
Okay.
And we find that agent is so much more fitted to our product or the capabilities our product now has, because we use generative AI agents inside.
Okay. Agent sounds to me very capable, but also quite dangerous. So, what is an agent in automation technology?
Yeah, he has a possibility to ask, for example, for information from our info system or change something in the project.
Okay.
But you always have all things under control.
Okay. What kind of different agents do we have available, or do we want to make available?
Yeah, we start now with the PLC agent, of course, where you can create PLC code.
So I'm transferring a prompt, a text, into actual PLC code.
Yes, you can describe what you want to have the natural language, and then he gives you example based on the info system. For example, you can search there and give you a perfect fitted sample code for your request.
Oh, wonderful. What other agents do we have?
HMI is one we can name here, so we can create HMI, also natural language.
Wow.
The AIO agent, which helps you to set up your topology, and also an Infosys agent itself, where you can directly ask for information even about other products.
A very strong team of agents, of supporters for our customers to get faster to their application. What promises are behind those products? What can customers really expect? What benefits will they see?
Yeah, I would say there are two. Boost the efficiency, so develop code faster, getting faster to an HMI, or getting faster the things done, I would say. And the other thing is to get the knowledge, to have a perfect assistant which always can help you from the Infosys, from our side, with fact-based information.
So you can just ask, what kind of supply voltage do I need for the explanatile, for example?
For example.
Okay. Maybe you can give me one last example for that. Do you have like a specific one which is maybe a new example?
Yeah. One really nice showcase we have here, we show you also on the booth, is that you can draw a hand-drawn picture and use it as a template for your HMI. So
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
It's not even a language model, it's not even language, it's a picture which is now entered.
Yeah, the models right now that we use, for example, like ChatGPT, are multi-models, so you can use images, you can use voice, or you can use text. And so it's so much easier, for example, when you think about commissioning a machine, you need a machine just to test some functionalities. In 1 minute and a short drawing, then you have an HMI to test the machine.
Wow. Language to code, picture to code, future maybe thoughts to code. Okay, let's see.
We will see.
Okay. Thank you very much, Janis. I wish you a pleasant day here in the TwinCAT area, and see you later. Bye.
Likewise.
And if you are now sharpening your pencil already, drawing your own HMI site, then we are happy to receive it. We're happy to consult with you about it. We have more than 170 offices around the world with experts who are just looking forward to get in touch with you. And now it's finally time. Roland pays back.
Yeah, you asked me as an expert the other day. Now it's my challenge to ask you as an expert, because now we're talking about Explainer, our intelligent transportation system with the flying tiles and movers. No, flying movers, not tiles. Now,
Very good. That's the first important thing.
yeah, we got fixed tiles and flying movers. Now you brought a new tile with you. What is the specialty about this tile?
Well, it's all about form factor. We figured out that actually the size of the tile is not very important to the customer in the first place. In the first place, the customer has a product, a bag of gummy bears, for example, which has a certain size.
Yeah.
Based on the size, we can select a mover. So we have a huge variety, 7 different movers available, which you can use to transport a product. And you would probably like to select the smallest mover possible, as small as possible, as big as necessary. And if you have done that, then you would like to have an area for the movers to move. For example, 1- or 2-way transportation. And that area should be, again, as big as needed, but not bigger than that. So we need to adjust the form factor of the tile to the form factor of the mover. That's what we did, and now we have a new tile which is perfect for 2-way operation of one of our most loved movers, the 155 millimeter mover.
Okay, this was the pitch. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, this 320 by 320 millimeter tile now can have 2 movers passing each other.
Yeah.
What about those who don't need this overtaking thing?
And you take a big saw and
Yeah.
then
Yes, cut it in
you just
pieces.
cut it through. No, actually we did that by our own because there is one tile available which is 160 by 320 millimeters, so for one-way operation.
Now you told me that the accuracy, the repeatability accuracy is 5 micrometers or less.
Yeah.
Does this change from a bigger tile to a smaller one, or is this the promise?
Yeah, we actually got better. So previously we were
really?
at 10 micrometers,
Yeah.
now we are below the 5 micrometer mark. And of course, if we change the form factor, then we might as well have a look into other topics. So we improved the feedback a little bit, got a bit more accurate, shortened the coils a little bit so movers can get closer together, higher packing density of movers. Also made a bigger power supply, so more power just with the drive systems. Yeah, it's also a 400 volt device now. So we have some muscle. We can go up to 3 meters per second. Should be more dynamic. Applications should go just a little bit faster. So we think it's the form factor was the reason, but we took some side quests when getting there, and it's available.
So like with my panel story, we have a newer generation,
Yeah.
which is an economy product, but still more features, more functions.
Yeah.
Same here, you increase even features and functions in the bigger tile.
Yeah, price stays the same per
Yeah.
square centimeter.
Yeah.
That's
But
very
features get
important.
up.
Features get up. Yeah, and it's available.
Yeah, okay.
Introduced in 2023, available since the end of last year.
All right, I think case closed. Let's spin around like the tiles and see just halfway.
Yeah,
And let's try to close it up.
let's try to close it up. But before we close it up, Roland, we have an open question.
Yeah, we have a few actually.
We have a few actually.
Yeah.
Yesterday you made such a nice introduction
Yes.
to the panels.
I did.
And there was one question about the connection to the panels. Can you actually have safety over CP-Link 5?
Well, we didn't talk about it. Now, CP-Link 5, again, was the technology which makes it possible to have the PC on one side and the panel up to 100 meters apart from it. Now, this is actually 4 signals in just one.
Yeah.
Because in CP-Link 5, we take the display signal, we take USB for the touch, we take power supply, the panel needs power, and now we take EtherCAT, all in one cut cable, and with EtherCAT also safety, so the CP-Link 5 will actually cover all this with just one single cable. We call it OCT, one cable technology.
Wow, and we have this more or less for every product. Yeah?
Yes.
Wonderful.
There was another question even today, and this was about our linear motion system.
Yeah.
And the customer would like to know that in our linear motion system, we are also integrating OCT. Rotary motion has OCT as a standard. The linear motor system is under certification, means it's ready, it's designed, it's built. We are doing right now the safety certification. It always takes a little while, and we believe at the last quarter of 2025, you can use our linear motion like it is today, but then also with OCT.
There's also a third question.
Okay, wow.
If you make new automation technology, which we always introduce very early on to our customers so they can plan with it, then at some point customers have a demand. They want to have the product.
Yes.
Then the question is about availability.
Yeah, like with the OCT and linear
With
motion.
the
right.
OCT. And one of the most demanded products is, of course, the MX system. And there I think we can tell it's available. Yeah?
Yes, we have the first 100 different modules built and on stock in a lot of higher quantities. So you can start right away. First machines are built actually as standard products. So the MX system is ready to be delivered and used on your application.
Wonderful.
Thank you for listening in Denmark, Czech Republic, Turkey, Croatia, ni hao to China, Egypt, Pakistan, and I know many other countries.
Wow.
Pleasure that you joined us. I think we can close Live and Interactive, but not the trade show, or?
No, the trade show is open until tomorrow afternoon, I think 5 p.m.
Yes, correct.
5 p.m. You can find us here in Hall 9, booth FO6.
Yeah.
You can find us and many other, more than 200 further Beckhoff colleagues, technology experts.
Yeah.
Of course, Matthias, Jan,
Our experts.
Peter, Vera, and Merle, who joined us today for Beckhoff Live and Interactive.
Yeah, and I got a few of the 160 million gummy bears a day with me, which I can distribute now. So thanks for joining again. Please keep your interest in Beckhoff products as we keep our motivation up to build products for you and your solutions. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. See
Bye.
you latest, greatest in Nürnberg, I
Yes.
think, right?
Right.
Bye.
So, hier, ich habe Haribo-Goodies.
Say my name. no one is around you, say baby I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby. Why the sudden change? Say my name, say my name. If no one is around you, say baby I love you. If you ain't running game, say my name, say my name. You acting kinda shady, ain't calling me baby, baby. Ain't calling me baby, baby, baby. Ain't calling me baby, baby, baby. Ain't calling me baby, baby, baby. Ain't calling me baby. Ain't calling me baby, baby.